I know the Wi-Fi trash, but do you know how to get to room 401?
No, I don't know how to get to room 401. I'm new here, just like you.
Oh, so you're a freshman. Boy, you big as hell. Big body ass. Bet you know where the weight room is, huh?
Okay, I can't lie. That was a good one.
What high school did you go to?
Ridgewater High.
You look familiar. I went to Parker.
Hello, James.
Hi, Taisha. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for being here with us
For
in
sure.
Culver City.
Of course.
So I want to talk all things resellers. Tell me about how you got attached to that project.
So pretty much, we were, discussing it with, so it was kind of like a lot of things, I kind of was doing another film, and then, the producer of it, Tom, said, "Hey, I got another role for you.
Okay.
That you might be interested in." And I think at the time I was just like, yeah, let me see what it's about. And then Tom sent me the script, and I was like, yo, this is really cool. And his character Randy, I'm like, I resonate well with him. You know what I mean? Like, because there's like something I was always like when I was younger, I was a bit of a troublemaker. My teacher put me in timeout a lot. Okay. Gave me a spanking.
Red card?
Yeah, red card. Yeah, red card. Yeah, yup. Red card all the time.
But it was a huge thing. Were you a part of it?
So prior to doing this, I never heard of reselling.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this reselling? Like, what kind of thing is this? But just like everything else, it's a culture. It's kind of like it's something that people do. It's like a thing that like people involve themselves in. And when I researched it, it's huge.
Oh my God.
It's so big, right? And I'm like, oh, it's just selling shoes. No, people are like buying these shoes for a lot of money.
Yes.
Kids are actually making a lot of money. And I'm like, these kids have like $1 million houses and cars for reselling these fucking shoes on their feet. I'm like, no.
Never knew about it.
Yeah,
right? I know.
never in my life.
I had a friend, he still sees sneaker boxes. Like later on, like he used to sell shoes way back. And he said it's cool that like 10 years later, I can still see sneaker boxes that have the sticker on it from the company that I had when I sold sneakers. So it was such a big thing. They had the sneaker convention. So
the sneaker convention was another crazy thing. I'm like, a convention for sneakers?
Yeah.
Like I know there's conventions for animals and reptiles, people bring snakes and stuff, but for shoes, like it's like what? Why? When did this?
So the scene in there where you guys were trying to get into the sneaker convention, that was your first time like experience or like
that was my I did research before, but that was my first time seeing like actually living it kind of in that circumstance. Like, yo, this is real. Like these guys are really going crazy over the shoes. And then it kind of just like as soon as I saw it, it clicked in me like, oh, okay, like I'm really about shoes now. Like, okay, that's just it. Randy, I'm selling shoes. My mom needs to do this. My dad needs to do that. That. I'm Randy. Let's go. So yeah.
So you put all the pieces together.
Yeah, I was like, yo, Dad, I'm trying to sell shoes, or else my dad's gonna kill me.
I love that. And so your co-star, he was more of like more of the reason. Behind it.
Yes, 100%.
Your character kind of he got into it, and he was trying to do it for a reason. He was trying to prove something.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas your friend, he was much more, not necessarily trying to prove anything. He was just kind of down for the ride.
Exactly. Yeah.
So tell me how that was, like that back and forth exchange with you guys playing those roles.
So it was interesting because Darian, who plays Rick, he was he I don't think before this he really acted in anything. So he was kind of like, and I mean we're all learning and shit. So it was cool that he sort of just embodied it. He was just, it flowed. I mean, when we're doing the scenes, he sort of had just a natural, real sense of what it's like to be a voice of reason when someone like myself is like, no, I don't want to do it. He's like, yo, relax, save that for the gym, buddy. And I'm just like, and then, so it was kind of cool that he just was able to click right into it. And it was just a fast learner. Yeah. And, when we had, some days were very time contingent, so he just was like on it when Kevin gave a direction. He just he did it, and it was cool to see someone who never really acted in something just come in and do it. It's kind of like his ego was aside, and it was almost like he was a former football player as well, so he had that mentality, okay, I just got to get this thing done. And it was very easy to work with him. It was very easy, and sometimes we had to try different things, but at the end of the day, it always worked, and it was cool to see just how you know, someone as new as him can just go into it.
Yeah.
And it was fun working with him, and he really did that well. Like when I went high, he was like, "Yo, relax," and it just bounced off of each other, and it was really
Worked
cool.
perfectly.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah,
that chemistry.
yeah,
when
yeah.
I watched some snippets. What was your favorite scene to shoot in this film? Do you have one?
Oh yeah, by far 100%. It was the. It seems like such a small like it's not the biggest chunk of the movie, but
Yeah.
we went to, I think, University of San Diego, and it was just so beautiful. And we got this shot of kind of when me and Rick first met.
Okay.
And it was special, I mean, personally for me, because the way it just looked, like visually, I mean, it was beautiful. And when actually being on there, it was just cool. I don't know, for me, it was like I brought myself back to seeing him for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And it was like I actually met Rick for the first time. And it was my favorite because the way Kevin set up the shot, the way they kind of blocked it, it just was the most beautiful orchestrated thing ever. And it was kind of spontaneous as well.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's what was like very beautiful. It was like on the fly. We didn't,
Yeah.
we kind of just like was like, no, this looks great. Let's do this shot.
Yeah.
And I remember Tom and Kevin were like, yeah, this is like awesome. And they're like having their conversation, and me and Rick are going over our lines. And then they're like, yo, it's time to shoot. And like, oh, what are we doing? They're like, do this, do that, do that. We just did it, and
Yeah.
it came out to be the most, my favorite scene. Like it was just so wonderfully.
Two friends like really meeting organically
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because as I understand it, you guys did not know each other prior to being attached to this project.
No, not at all. No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went through an extensive kind of reading. There was like twice a week for 3 months or something.
Yeah.
And then you guys actually got to do it on set. So
Yeah.
you are kind of meeting your friend for the first time
Yes,
in that moment.
exactly.
A little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, and it was, you know, what's cool about that too is, you know, everybody comes from a different background and you know, different things and experiences, and it was really like, you know, when because there was chemistries with a lot of different other people too, but with Darian, it was like I sort of felt this camaraderie, like I'd known him before already.
Wow.
And not even just in the acting sense, in like a real term when we spoke, it was almost as if I was sort of like, you know, I'm always passionate. I talk with passion a lot and I emote a lot. So when we were talking, I was doing a lot of, yeah, dude, where you from? St. Louis? Yo, okay, cool. And he was kind of like, yeah, because his culture is like, yo,
Right,
people don't do that, bro. And he was like, yeah, I'm from St. Louis. And he was like, but it was so cool because it actually was a dynamic. Because I'm like, yo, yeah, you're St. Louis. That's cool, man. Yeah. And then, so when I saw that in my mind, I said, yeah, he's Rick. I knew it. That second, he was Rick. And it was cool because over time we formulated this really like this chemistry for organic, yes, organic chemistry together. And I think that's what really made the film just flow.
Yeah.
Because we did this in, I believe, 14 days,
Yeah.
a whole movie. And had it not been that we rehearsed and prepared, man, that's a tough window.
Yeah.
But because we spent so much time preparing, we were already in sync.
Yeah.
It was just like, and some of the scenes were improvised, so some of the scenes weren't even like part of the script.
Yeah.
They
How
were
much
just
was that? How much was it improvised?
so a lot of the times, you know, because of again, this is movie making. This everybody on all levels, Warner Brothers, Disney, doesn't matter, does this. We're like, yo, because of this needs to be shortened up. So you guys got to kind of improvise this, or sometimes me and Rick would just go back and forth, and then you know, Kevin's sneaky self, he's just like, oh, let's go. And then we have this part of the movie now that wasn't written in, but because he captured that, it's like now it's in because it flowed.
Yeah.
And especially because we had so many different moving pieces, it was almost like, yo, the way this line works, we got to improvise it.
Yeah.
So a portion of the movie was kind of improvised, not like totally, but it was sort of like, yo, we got to kind of switch this around. Let's make this a little smaller. Hey, we're gonna add in a scene where you guys do this, and also again because of the natural chemistry, it was almost as if, yo, yeah, we could just do this easily. Let's go. And then you know,
Crazy.
so yeah.
That is awesome, and it
Yeah.
seems like you're very like enthusiastic about it.
Yeah.
I want to ask the type of actor that you are.
Uh-huh.
So I know that D-Bez is more of a reserved kind of, which is why he fit that role.
Yeah,
for
for
Rick
sure.
So well.
Uh-huh.
So what kind of actor are you? You give me real theater vibes.
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
kind of like your background, and is that what you brought to this character? Because you're a very loud and robust
Yeah.
character.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So I actually never did theater. I mean, I started acting 2 years ago. Part of what I bring, when and it's kind of weird. I not weird, but like, I guess, yeah, because I guess I don't really have like when I say like style of acting, it's sort of like I just kind of understand. Like when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to like, again, I was a troublemaker. So I used to be like, yo, I'm Superman, I'm Batman, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever, I'm a robber. I had a really good imagination. One thing
Yes.
about me is like I would imagine, I'd like be imaginative.
Yeah.
And with girls, in the Sandlot, I say, yo, girls, come here. I got a story to tell you. So my dad met my mom. He pulled out the gun on my mom, right? And then he wanted to fucking shoot. And I would do these little stories like that, and they all get sucked in. So then when I came here, all of my acting style is all imaginative, and it's all like I'm at a campfire telling a story. And that's really like, I think of it that way. I don't like, and obviously I'm still learning. We're all learning. I'm like, nobody's perfect, whatever, but I found something for me that works, and I integrate this part of me that's very enthusiastic, and because I am as a person, I'm very passionate and enthusiastic, so I always like to bring that into anything I do, and to also stem off of that, I'm all energy.
Yeah, I see.
I'm and I mean that in a spiritual way too. I believe everything is energetic.
Yeah.
I'm not like a Denzel Washington or anything like that. I'm everything that has come about for me has always been energy.
Yeah.
And I think,
is that what drew Tom to you? Is it that kind of energy for this film?
yeah, it's not many people care. And it's a business, of course.
Yeah.
But something in particular about Kevin and Tom, when I work with them, it's almost as if like there's something that is much bigger than just Kevin and Tom working with James. It's like, I don't want to say family either, because I want to say it. Yeah, but it's like these guys care.
Yeah.
And I don't expect that from anybody, because again, it's a business, right? They could say, yo, you're not right for it, for Randy, get out. We're gonna put someone else in. And they could have done that. And it's not like they chose me because they do, think that, oh, we're connected and we're friends. No.
Right.
It was more so like, yo, he's right for it.
Yeah.
And something of when we work together, we create magic.
Yeah, that energy is right, because that's not they've pulled you on set multiple times.
Yeah.
And this project was just one of those real moments where you got to show that.
Yeah,
and be in that energy at least for 2 weeks. You guys are kind of huddling it up.
Yeah,
because as when I talked to Kevin, we talked about the fact that the crew, the cast, for the most part, they are relatively new to role in something like a feature film.
Yeah.
So you guys are kind of like putting that energy together and thugging this thing out together. And it's amazing to kind of see that, and for you to be a part of that and be at the head of that in terms of cast. You know? You're at the top of this call sheet as cast concerned.
Yeah.
And so you got to really feel that energy and embody that energy.
Yeah.
While you were on set and going through this 14 days, were you on set most of the days, or if not all of the days on set?
Yeah, so for the 14 days, I was pretty much like I said, this was like, we needed to get stuff done.
Yeah.
So it was like, I will say I was late a couple mornings. But they needed me from the morning to night. There might have been a period where certain our other castmates had scenes independent of Rick and Randy that had to do a scene. But for the most part, I even had to be there, just because it was like, okay, we're gonna skip this scene. We gotta go on to the next. Yo, get Randy and Shoeman ready.
Yes.
And it's like I just gotta be there because when we're on the fly, it's like, okay, this not working. We're gonna switch scenes.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, I had to be there. There was not a day where I got to just chill.
Yeah.
You know, because I was always in it. There was never a day where we got to say, yeah, James, sit back. No, it was like, yo, you need to be here because we might have to switch it over and go here, might go over there, and then I had to be there morning to night, 14 days.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That is like a whirlwind of stuff, a whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah, 100%.
I know you shot a very tough scene, with your brother being shot.
Yeah.
How was shooting that? Oh, okay. Well, I know you had to shoot a very emotional scene. How was shooting that scene and then, the aftermath, you and your friend? How was just going through that process?
It was actually, it wasn't that hard. I think, like I said, it's like, it's all like, not to be clear, it's like fake. It's not real. So if you're like a kid, you think, oh man, like, somebody died. You get into that, you can feel your emotion revel up. And if I could just say it multiple times, I can feel it even now.
Yeah.
You go in, you imagine it, you pretend as well as you can, you do it, and after it's like, yo, let's go get pizza.
Yeah.
Let's go, or get a bottle of Captain Morgan, because some people like Captain Morgan, some people like it a lot. So it was more so like that. It was never a day where we like did a scene and then I was like, oh guys, I need a break. Like, this is hard. This was a lot. No, it was like, bro, we just did this. Okay, what's next?
Interesting.
With this project, it was so much passion. So it always, I felt like, man, I gotta like lead the team. I'm just gonna like be the, person that they'll, when everybody else, just because I'm not on camera, doesn't mean I'm gonna be a little prick and just sit on
the sideline. Like, I'm gonna be busy.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
else.
I got better things to do. No, I'm sitting there like, okay, cool. What's he doing? Okay, how does this play to the next one? I'm like always like, okay, what's next? Like, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm like, okay, Alvin, shut up, please. No. Okay, yeah. And like, okay, what's next? And it's like, it's that constant involvement. You don't have time to really like be like, oh, I'm so emotional right now. I need Kevin, please just give me some time. No, it's like, yo, what's next? Let's do this. Let's go. Then after we can, get chill.
Revel in whatever
Exactly. But let's get it done and let's go.
That's very nice. I mean, that fits the spirit of the film. You guys are on the go.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So the lesson to be learned in this project, everybody's going to take something a little bit different from this project when they watch it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great things to take from that project. You personally, what did you take from this story, or what do you want people to take from this story?
Outside of just the actual movie, what I've actually got to say is, whatever is for you will never pass you.
Yeah, so true.
And I really mean that, because it's like, whatever is for you will never pass you. And why do I say that? Because I met these incredible people. I met you. I met all these incredible people. That was, even before the film. Yeah. And the fact that the film came about just out of genuine, I met these people. We were so cool. We love working together. And the fact that there was this character written, almost, it wasn't even written for me, but almost like, yo, this is me right here. Let's do it. We got it done. It was so fun. I loved it. It made me realize whatever is for you will never pass you. Yeah. And I think, and this is like really big, people think about like when they come to LA and chasing this dream, they think about like the acting is the biggest thing, your acting skills. And yes, you've got to train, you got to be good. There's another little thing though, like another thing people must consider, and that is your energy. And that's how you kind of transmute it into your dreams. And what I mean is, the more you want something sometimes, and the more you try hard and you try to force it in, it's running away. Yeah. But the more you just sit and say, you know what, I'm going to work on me, what I need to do, and I'm also going to give back as well. I'm going to just be a great human being. You get in return all of that energy. And that's the biggest thing I've learned from this film. I don't care, you know, if somebody on this movie goes off to win an Oscar, if Kevin goes on to direct a Marvel movie, and or Tom goes off to you know, produce a big Disney movie, whatever. I know for me, what I got out of it was that energy is everything, and whatever's for you will never pass you.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
outside of just the actual movie too.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, oh, from this movie, what you know, what I taken away is, you know, on when we film during the day, we got to make sure the sun doesn't hit it so that, you know, this is light. No, it's like whatever happened on it happened,
Yeah.
and it was beautiful because everything happened for a reason.
Yeah. And
Everything happened. Yeah.
I think even in the project, it kind of showed you that, right?
Yeah, for
all the
sure.
lessons that were learned,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
things that Randy
Yeah,
went through in
yeah.
in the movie. You know, it just shows you that you can't really force something to occur.
Yeah, no.
What is for you will happen.
Yo,
It won't.
amen.
And that's a hard thing. That was a hard thing for me as an individual.
Yeah.
To kind of be okay with.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, for
but
sure.
really, you see it time and time again in great stories that are told, like the Resellers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Randy
Yeah.
so badly wanted to show his father something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
for
he
sure,
wanted to show
yeah.
him he can produce.
Yeah.
And he stumbled upon something that works for him.
Yeah, 100%.
And he kept trying it. You know, he didn't force it. He just kept allowing himself and his
Yeah.
friend to
Yeah.
go on this journey. And it's a beautiful story about going on this journey
Yeah,
and
truly,
allowing life
truly.
to show you what it has for you.
True. Yeah. It's kind of there's parallels to it with the actual story and what I actually got from it, and it's like it all aligns. And man, I gotta tell you, I think about it a lot,
Yeah.
which is I think for me it's like sort of strange, right? There's a lot of things I can think about. My rent, which is due and shit. But a lot of the times what crosses my mind is, wow, this movie Resellers, like we did it, like just everything was like so perfect.
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for a better cast, director, like everything. I just feel blessed and honored to have experienced that in my life. To say to people like, yo, I did this movie with these incredible people. We made magic.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about you don't even have to watch the movie. I'm telling you, for me, for everybody else, it felt like magic.
Yeah.
And that's priceless. It'll be forever embedded in my heart, this experience and doing this Resellers and telling the story forever until I die.
That's fabulous. And that energy right there is gonna make people feel like they gotta watch it.
Yeah, for
they gotta
sure.
Be a part of something that is close to you.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely do appreciate you for coming and
Yeah,
sitting down and
of course.
sharing this really, really important piece with me.
Yeah.